What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny. I retired from the streets TV. I know y'all wonder why I got this hat on, but y'all see I'm working with tools. Y'all see, let me show y'all real quick if I get started. See what I'm doing? I told y'all I'm in the yard together, so all of that property there that you guys see is basically the family's, it's a family home that I'm in, right? So, but we getting it together though for the nice months up to coming, celebration time in the winter and the fall. We party all year round. Speaking of all year round, you know, when you're doing time, it's 365 days a year, you know, and until you get out, and you got to really incorporate everything you know to keep you solid, everything that a stand-up individual should do. And let me pull this thing down because it's distracting me in the background. So everything that you know you're supposed to do, everything that you was raised on, all them morals, all them principles that you were raised on will keep you alive when you were incarcerated. Now, these next so many stories is going to be my time in Virginia, because I'm really trying to keep things in a chronological order. So this is another Virginia story. This story here is about trusting people with your life, right? Based on what you say you believe in. Not that you know each other that well, but just based on that. When I get to Virginia, right, it's probably, it was the summertime for sure, because we only stayed 5 months down there. We came back when it was kind of cold, probably around October-ish or something like that. But when I get down there, you got to think, I'm down there with brothers who are under my flag, right? Up under the same flag, up under the same banner as a Atlantic. But I don't know these dudes. And then you got to remember that just because somebody up under your same flag and banner, let me let the plane go over real quick. Just because somebody up under your same flag and banner don't necessarily mean that they got the same intentions and the sound mind and a good heart like you do, as far as bettering yourself and as far as being stand up and taking your oath and your pledge serious. I found out quick when I was down there who was my brother and who wasn't my brother, especially after that incident that I previously described about how the yard was real tense and segregated, and we got into it, you know, on that basketball court with them dudes, and everybody had swords on them. It was a crazy situation, because like even after that, one of our brother men got poked up rather. One of our brother men got poked up on another side of the prison, another prison, for trying to be a bully, you know, to a dude that was happy to be a white dude. He tried to be a bully. The dudes that I ran with, right, when I was down there, most of them, like I say, I met from other locations in Michigan, other prisons. So I just had to go based on their word. Situation occurred on the yard one day where the brother came to me and needed to borrow something. Now he in a whole nother housing unit. There's nowhere he can go, because they ain't like Michigan where you could just lock up or go to the hole and say I fear for my life, and they rad you to a new facility. No, this is the only facility we got. They just got different sides. They have you in different buildings and whatnot. So my whole thing is that when I'm talking to a lot of these brothers and seeing where they head and their heart at, I want to know, am I going to be able to get my money back that I'm giving y'all? Because it's real easy to get up under a lot of in these organizations nowadays, especially because when I became in Atlanta, you had to turn in your PSI, the legal advisor had to go over your pre-sentence investigation, and they wanted to do a background check on you, know that you were solid, and they wanted to, if you had been to a previous location, see where you been, who you was rotating with, and if you were solid or not. So word would get back and forth like, no, he foul, he bold, he a rat, or whatever else, you know, they categorize you as, or you a solid dude. But it was hard to get that information down there. Now, I hand one of these brothers, I give him like $30 because he needed it. He was trying to get him tattooed. And I had just got me one, so I'm like, you know, we was cool. Now, we wasn't like cool, we was cool. We had spent about maybe a few weeks to a month together. We had rotated a little bit. I got to know him a little bit, a little background. I looked at his pictures. I was seeing paperwork. Little did I know that this brother was indigent, meaning that he didn't have no money in his account. So all of his money was dependent upon his hustle or his grind, which was acclimated to the Michigan Department of Correction, because he wasn't familiar with how Virginia moved, how the commerce went back and forth. Everything was different down there. When we got to Virginia, this was the first time we actually, Virginia didn't even know about the kite system. That's what they was explaining to us anyway. Maybe I don't know if they called it something different, but the kite system in Michigan is when you write a note to the administrator and say, hey, I'm having problems, you're snitching on somebody, you're telling information that they not supposed to know. Dudes from Michigan went down there, and I'm from Michigan, so you know I'm saying this with all the love in the world. Went down there and gave Michigan and Detroit a black eye with all that snitching and telling. And so when I'm finding out that this dude didn't have no money, he had been betting everything based on I'm gonna get my grind on because I'm down here. He was really trying to get my money, right? Pay for the tattoo and flip some and gamble with it, right? Just to get it back. He didn't really have no way to get it back. This is my brother. Based on oath and pledge, not for familiarity or that I really know him. Only been a few weeks in. So, come the day that we supposed to get stole, the brother ain't holler at me. So I'm like, okay, I'll holler at him later. Maybe it slipped his mind. Maybe he know. I know he got me. It's my bro, right? He under the flag. A few days later go by. Brother ain't said nothing to me. So I hollered at the brother. See salam. So like, hey, my salam, comrade. I'm like, listen, bro. What happened to stole day? Oh yeah, I got you, bro. A few things came up unexpected, man. You know what I mean? But I definitely got you, bro. Like, bro, and I'm gonna throw something extra, you know, at you, and you could put something in the stove, you know, for the brothers, so that when they need something. So his game was good. He sounded good, talked good, and all that. Now, all of this, like, and then you got to think, all these brothers vouching for him too. You hear me? All these brothers, like, yeah, good brother, solid brother. I heard about him and all this stuff, right? Come to find out, I waited. A whole nother store run came. Didn't get my food, none of my stuff. Now, this ain't just my stuff. This is all the brothers' stuff because I was the treasurer. I was the treasurer at a lot of locations because I was real good with my money, and they knew I didn't spend on nothing. I lived off the land. I grinded off the yard. I ate off the yard, and anything I had, I put up and I converted it to cash. So when I came home, I had lump sums every time I came home. So they understood that process that when it came to me, as far as me being good with money, because this was my first time coming home. I hadn't been home yet. I mean, first time being locked up and I hadn't been home yet, but they knew consistently that this brother is an earner and he good with his bread. Anytime we need something, he got it. So we're gonna call the brother, let's say Dre X, right? We're gonna just give him a name. The brother Dre X, we find out not only is he gambling, he owe dang near a dude in each unit or each building, right? He owed some of the gay dudes. We don't know why he had secret dealings with them that we didn't know nothing about. Because anytime it's a bag involved and you borrowing something from a brother to use it for something, and it's a significant amount, you borrowed it from somebody else and you got to pay him back, you let us know in case something happened. We know who to look at, who to go after. Or vice versa. If you would let somebody borrow something significant and you're looking to get it back, let us know so that in the event that they tell on you about go send a bogus kite on you, lying, and get you locked up in the hole, we can collect your funds. This brother here had been owing everybody, had been buying tree, had been, gambling and not paying dues, and using it all, using the banner as a face card saying, oh, you know I wanted a such and such, I'm a Milani, oh, you know I work good, bro. The brother got me, whoopty whoop, and all this, right? Then I start peeping, I start feeling like bait, because sometimes I see him over there mixing and mingling with some dudes. He'd come over and holler at me about some nonchalant stuff. They watching, he go back over there, and then they doing their thing. So I started peeping, like, what the heck? One of the dudes came to me and said, bro, you know, every time he go over there and be hollering at you, he be coming over like, yeah, like he would acting like he getting confirmation from you to pay us back, so we giving him more stuff. So I'm like, why y'all never just come holler at me and say, hey, is this dude good? Is you gonna pay him? They like, we figured that's your brother, blah, blah, blah. This brother ended up owing something like, but he owed me altogether $33, $34. Outside of me, he owed about $200 and something. That's a lot of bread when you're doing time. That's a whole lot of bread when you're doing time. I really learned that we're dealing with that brother because I didn't ever get my money. I never got my money. The brother ended up asking for a transfer to another building. They sent him to Like, mind you, down and if y'all saw the screenshot that I took of Jared in Jared, Virginia, of Greensville, it's sectioned off by different yards. So to get from one yard to another yard, you got to walk between the gate and then walk an eighth of a mile or more to another building or something, right? It's like a little distance. So he ended up moving to another side. Let me tell you how karma worked. I didn't get that money back. I ended up, when we came back to Michigan, I ended up running into a cousin of, was it a cousin, or either he was Dre X's cousin or he went with Dre X's, one of his cousins, and that's how they had that relation, right? So we ended up just randomly chatting at the microwave area one day, and he like, yeah, man, my exactly, that's what it was. He like, my BM cousin, my baby mama's cousin, is a Atlantic, man. His name Dre X, right? And I know a few Dre X's, so at the time it really didn't register with that dude, because he wasn't the first brother that locked up with some money. He wasn't the first dude that locked up with some money. But I say, how Dre X look? I'm like, he got a tattoo right here, right? Kind of this tall, this complexion, got this type of hair. He like, yeah, it's my people, man. He like, man, he what he say? He just got poked up. Like, cause like, let me explain something happened. He not only got poked up, but he lost his badge. The brothers excommunicated him at whatever facility he got at, because word traveled from Virginia, right? From some brothers at the other building he had went to that he owed previous debts from the building he left from with us. Accumulated that with them, more hundreds of dollars. So he probably ended up running up to $400-500 altogether before he came back to Michigan. The brothers put him on sanction, then put him on excommunication status where they wasn't messing with him, right? Didn't pay his debt, none of that other stuff, because that's how I usually go. If you mess up, we'll pay your debt because we know it was an honest mistake. It was an oversight. When you gambling on butt, when you messing over brothers and on that, we gotta let you go to the streets. Holler at you later. You ain't no good to us. You worse than an agent provocateur at that point. So find out the brother get excommunicated, lose his badge. That's like a blow to your ego when everybody know you as being part and parcel of a stand-up organization and you no longer got your flag. That's a crushing thing to a dude's status when he incarcerated. Not only, and then on top of that, you get poked up. They pull the watas out on you. Not the brothers, but somebody. And the brothers wasn't there to protect you because you didn't squander that relationship. I guess my whole point of saying all this is that, man, I learned a lot about loyalty and who there for you and who not gonna be there for you, because it was a lot of brothers around me during that time I was dealing with dreads who was saying, man, I'll pay the debt, I'll pay the brother debt, man, I got your back, bro. You know, showing me their true side. And these was dudes that sometimes I didn't really do nothing but greet them. See, a lot, and we barely had words. Me and this dude was kicking it on a regular basis. So, in saying all that, I'm saying that the ones that you least suspect sometimes will be your greatest asset, will be your greatest protectors, your greatest soldiers. And the ones who are always in your face, always, blah, 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 what's up, bro? And y'all know that. A lot of y'all know that. This is just a scenario that I went through that kind of proved that to me, because as a young dude at the time, in my early 20s, most of my betrayal had came from dudes that when I was younger. So as an adult, I hadn't tasted betrayal really yet. Not too much, you know what I mean? Not like that, because I was always a welcoming dude, a trusting dude. I mean, like, literally, like, when you look out here and you see all this land that I was able to acquire for the family while I was on parole, you know, I paid $11,000 something cash for this house and these empty lots, 2011, while I was on parole, right? And now the value of this property altogether is somewhere close to 200 grand. Now, I was able to achieve those things by being consistently a good dude and doing the right thing, knowing that my plan was gonna work, not letting nothing waver my faith in my plan, and putting the unequivocal hard work and discipline into that plan. But while I was doing that, I always had dudes around me who I didn't mind looking out for, because I was just that type of dude. I feel like if I shine, like my man ESTG say, everybody shine together. Everybody shine together, and that was my thing, and that's still my thing. I would be way more wealthier, way more properties, you feel me? I probably have 20 doors instead of 4 at this point, right? But I'm not complaining because God is good. I'm blessed. I learned a lot during them situations with Dre X and others about loyalty and about camaraderie. If y'all got somebody in y'all life who loyal to y'all, I don't care if they piss you off, get on your nerves, curse you out, say something wrong. If you know their intentions are good and they really, really got your back and they really, really love you, appreciate them people, man. Hold them close, hold them dear. And because it's too many snakes in the grass still to this day, man. It would seem that stuff would get played out, but I guess, you know, evil just don't never die. You know, treachery don't never die, man. And with that, I'm looking like Farmer in the Dale. I'm out here sweating. I'm out here been working with this type of stuff all day. But guess what? The project is getting done. I'm gonna update y'all. Well, listen, when I throw the party, when I finish with all this and I got the fire pits going, we probably gonna go live. You feel me? Big speakers. I'm installing that gate back there for the alley so nobody can creep up on your boy OG Kenny. Every time from the streets TV, man. I love y'all, man. I be rambling sometimes, but I feel so comfortable with y'all. I feel like y'all my peoples. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I'd be cutting off so much. I know I ramble, I get off the topic, but I love y'all, man. Y'all know that. O_G_Kenny, every time from the streets TV. I'm a regular, everyday dude like y'all who just don't care, and I don't mind being vulnerable enough to share my truth with y'all every day. And I'm out, man.